Here's something I definitely wanted to get into. What is the greatest LEGO Star Wars set? Now let's take a look at this list because I have a feeling that they're probably going to be missing a couple of things. So let's first take a look at what we're dealing with. So we're gonna see right here what we got going on. Whoa, that's bright. Ooh, a lot of good stuff in here. A lot of good stuff. Okay, I think they're definitely missing a fair amount of sets. If I just kind of do a quick analysis here. Yeah, they're missing a few, I think. But we'll just go with it. This so far looks like a pretty good list. There's some bigger sets, there's some smaller sets. I'm going to kind of put my personal bias into it. Obviously, this is me ranking these these sets, nothing else. So let's get into it and try to go as quickly as I can because there's not a whole lot of time for this. So first, I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. So it's a little easier to see. Let's do one more. There we go. Whoa, I don't want these ads. Get out of here, ads. Wish there'd be like a reader's view only, but there's not. That's okay. First up, we have I think this is 2013. I'm not going to get the years right on all these sets because I vaguely know where they came out, but I remember that this one's 2013 or 14. But this one is going to go in... It's going to go in good. This is the 501st, basically like the ATR team. Had a Yoda in it. This was the part of the Umbara arc that came out, which fantastic Clone Wars arc, by the way, one of my favorites, if not my favorite personally. It's a good set, solid. This is, however, I remember this is when sets started to become a little bit more expensive because the retail price for this was more expensive than the last ATRT. Granted, it's also got a lot more pieces. Got a Droideka, which has a sniper Droideka, which is very interesting because those are not in Umbara at all. It had commando droids, which are also not in Umbara, and had a Yoda, who never even makes an appearance in that arc. So, some very interesting minifigure choices. I guess you could say a Droideka is a minifigure since it's brick built, right? They're all, well, I guess they're all brick built, but we'll call it what it is. It's going to go in good for now, though. It might drop a little bit lower, but I think that's a pretty good start. Next, we have the Z95 Head Hunter. If you guys know anything about swooshability, this is one of the most swooshable sets. Now, I have a couple of problems with this set. There are some weird gaps in it. Like, you can't see it on the finalized product, which I get it. You know, Legos, they gotta micromanage their piece counts and, you know, make sure that they're not overcharging for stuff and make it so that they're not using any sort of weird pieces or too many, so the price changes. So it happens, but you do get 3 fantastic minifigures. The pilot, you get the 501st Trooper, and you get Mr. Pong Krell. So fantastic minifigure selection. This one was definitely in the Umbara arc. A lot of cool stuff. I actually redesigned my Headhunter to be black and white, and I think that looks way cooler than the red and white, but this is still a fantastic design. I really like this set. The only thing, you know, that I have problems with are the cockpit areas not like completely sealed. There's some gaps open, which is like, all right, you know, it's a Lego set after all. How much can you worry about? But it's going in really good. Next, we have the Bark Speeder. I think this is like a Bark Speeder with a sidecar, which is kind of funny looking because I think this only made like one appearance in Clone Wars, and it was pretty quickly. But it did have the Phase 2 Captain Rex. This set is sought after like crazy. It's another good tier for me. I like the design of the Bark Speeder with the sidecar. It's different. It's unique. They followed exactly as it is to the show. Really great minifigures. This could go in really good. Although, you know, there's not much to this set. I don't personally have it, but I don't think it's the best. But it definitely has an A tier minifigure choice. So we might swap it later. Next, we have this Umbara tank. This one is awesome. They did a great job building everything. It's not, you know, obviously to scale because the tank in the show is way bigger than that. but it's still a really, really great set. So it's going to go in really good next to the Headhunter. Oh, wow, we got all the Umbara stuff except minus the Bark Speeder completely out of the way. That's interesting. I wonder if this is organized. No, it's not by year. Okay, I was about to say we're starting in 2013, which is like right in the middle. Ooh, I'm seeing a lot of good stuff on here. I can't wait to get to this all this other stuff. I think I know what this is. This is the Playscale. These are all Playscale minifigure sets, or minifigure scale-ish, relatively. Next we have Maul's. Oh, this is, I guess, the Mandalorian speeder with Darth Maul. It's cool. It's nothing great, but you do got some cool figs. You got Maul with spider legs on, so that is a pretty cool thing. He's got the Darksaber as well. Nice combo. You know, great swooshability, functionality, works greatly as a speeder. I think that's probably meh. It's because it goes in our average. I'm gonna put this as all right, because nothing's really like. Let's put this at. Should I just go S, A, B, C, D tier, or put this at D, and then never should have made this set. I think I'm gonna keep that because there are a couple ones when I was just browsing that are pretty bad. So we'll get to those. This one, I'm not a huge fan of this one. I get it. I've seen this one. I've felt it. I've held it in my hand. I've swooshed it around, whatnot. I don't think this set's the greatest. It's got some cool minifigures, Cad Bane, right? A couple of bounty hunters. It's just, it doesn't work. I don't know. It looks like a flying turd, in my opinion. Just the color scheme is odd. It is an interesting ship. It's different, but I don't much care for it. So I'm going to put it in here. There's a lot of other sets that were around this Clone Wars era that they could have done, but this one was just, it's not very appealing to me. Next, this is an AV7 cannon with Plo Koon. Honestly, this has got to be in really good. And I'm saving the goats for a specific reason. You'll see why. But the AV7 cannon, not much to say about it. Besides, it's got awesome minifigs, awesome cannon, great functionality. I think, yeah, my friend has this one, and there's a couple weird things with it. I think it was kind of flimsy. Like pieces would fall off pretty easily. Like if you know anything about that, I'll show you if I can zoom in really quickly. If you know anything about this, these little pieces at the bottom for the legs, those are easily snappable. Like you can absolutely snap those off by accident. The little, I guess you can call them like 2x2 wing pieces, which I don't know my Lego piece terminology very well. I probably should, but I just don't. So that's going in the really good tier, because it is a solid set. It is really fun to play with, I bet. Alright, next we have the Coruscant police vehicle, speeder, whatever you want to call it, transport. It's going in good. I think they did a good job on this for what they're given. It's definitely pretty close to minifigure scale, or if not, it's probably just a little smaller, but got great figure selection. Anakin or Ahsoka, 2 Coruscant Guard, perfect. I don't really have any other complaints about it. It definitely goes in the good tier. We actually might need to add another tier. I'm going to say it right now. Alright, next we have the Coruscant. No, what is this? Yeah, this is just a battle pack then. This is just a battle pack. This one's, it's alright. Like, what is that cannon, though? Come on. Like, this stud shooter, multi-cannon, It's cool. It's one of the better sets from Lego Star Wars, the battle packs, I guess, because there have been some bad ones. But, actually, no. Sorry. Let me rephrase that. This is one of the worst battle packs out there. And that's saying a lot, because there's some new ones that are like, ooh, that's pretty rough. But most of the battle packs are cool, and this one just is not quite there. Next we have Yoda's Starfighter. This one's alright, I think. It's the build looks cool. You do get a Yoda and an R2. This is back in season 6 where he goes on his little excursion by himself. I kind of stopped buying Lego at this point. I still do, but like I took a break, but I've never stopped. Never will stop. So I'm actually going to add a row below, and this is going to go in meh. This is meh tier. So we're going to add that, and then the color can be that. D tier is going to be this, and then this is going to be pink. Blech. Gross. Alright, which I think that pink color is actually kind of cool, but we're ranking stuff, so that's going to be our bottom list. And the bottom tier should be highlighted because LEGO needs to know, hey, Ludi says to never make this again. So next we have the Republic Fighter Tank. This is the newer one. There's a couple of different variations. I'm actually going to put this fighter tank. I'm gonna rank these both at the same time. There should be a third one though. There definitely is a third one, but the person forgot to include it. So I might have to include that one. But anyways, this one's way better. This one's alright. It's just tiny, you know. I think I can't remember which one has more pieces, but this one looks more daunting, I guess, more accurate than actually. Now that I look at it, I do like the minifigures way more in this one than I do in this, because this is a whole Clone Legion we've never seen before. Plus Mace Windu, like I thought for sure that I was never going to get a Mace Windu, because when the Republic Fighter Tank released, which is actually, let's see if I have it, it's one of these sets in here. I'm not seeing it, but I probably, you probably know what I'm talking about, right? Actually, is that even a set to rank? It's not. That's very strange. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that, actually. Wow, okay, that is crazy. I thought that'd be a set to rank, and it's not. The Republic Fire, here, I'll just try to search it up, maybe. What is it? I think it's 2000, oh, not 2209, but here it is. This is what it is. This is a set that Mace Windu was in. It's the, yeah, it's the Republic Attack Shuttle. There we go. I don't know why I blanked on the name, but this is a really cool set, and it's got Mace Windu in it. So when I thought I was getting this set, I thought that there would be no more Mace Windus after this one was made. But thankfully, the Republic Fighter Tank came out, so, or the TX-130 came out again, and it had a Mace Windu in it, which is great because I never got one. So now I could say I got one. But I do think that the minifigures on this one's better, but the tank build is slightly better on this one. However, the minifigure selection makes this one a little bit better, so we're going to leave it. Next is this. Oh, here's another Mace Windu opportunity as soon as I said it. I do like the droid dropship. This is pretty cool. Wait, no, this isn't. This is General Grievous's like speeder. It's like his custom speeder. It's meh. Minifigure selection, peak as usual. But the build, you know, when is that speeder ever in the show? I don't think I can remember it. So it's going in the meh tier. Next is Anakin's Starfighter. This one is this. It's meh. It's still Anakin and R2, but I might move this one to D tier. There's just I don't think this is a great one. The wings they're too slanted in my opinion. Like they're not that slanted. It just, I feel like LEGO could have done a better job with this one. It looks too like thick at the top, if that makes any sense. There's another one of variation of his Starfighter, but they didn't include it. They forgot a whole bunch of sets on here, so oh, there it is. This one, here's my opinion. So I'm gonna put both of them side by side so you can see. Anakin's Starfighter, right? It's smaller, it's sleeker in this one. However, the wings fall apart on this like there's no tomorrow. This thing is fragile as hell. I remember kids used to have this at my elementary school, and like they were holding it, and then It's just like it was falling apart. Like it was not like the most well-made set, but I think that looks more like his Starfighter than this one right here. Like that's just, it's thicker, it's bulkier. So we're gonna move this one up to meh tier. Next is probably one of the GOATs. This is the 501st Battle Pack. I don't think there's probably nothing that can top this in terms of battle packs. This is the best battle pack. It is one of the coolest things to build. You get 4 clone troopers, 2 battle droids. Like, it's a perfect army builder. Nothing more to say. And it came out when Season 7 of the Clone Wars was released, and it was like, LEGO knew exactly what they're doing. I bet they made $1 billion off this set. Next is the AAT. This is crappy. This is terrible. In fact, this one should probably never have been made. It's better than this ship, though, whatever the hell that one is. In my opinion, and this is just completely my opinion, the other droid tank that's on here, right? I saw it earlier. This one is significantly better than this. This is just, it's an eyesore to look at. It's a tiny ass tank, you know. It's not even built right. The freaking the gun on it is longer than it's supposed to be. It should be like to here maybe. I don't know. It's just, it makes me mad looking at this set. Next is the Ahsoka versus Maul duel. This one's pretty simple, but I don't know what this. I know this is supposed to be him and like some sort of carbonite. You know, they held him hostage. They held him hostage when they took Maul. So I think that's what he's supposed to go in. But they did what they could with the throne. It is like $10-15 set. So this one is pretty cool. It goes in the alright tier. There's not much going on with it, but it'll probably go on the big top of alright. You do get an Ahsoka and a Maul for a cheap price, so I think that's what's redeeming about this set. Otherwise, it would just go in meh. Ooh. This is a tough rank because I do like this set. This is a Mandalorian fighter. I think this is good. I do remember when this came out, I think another one of my friends, different friend, had this one. And the rotation of the wings was really cool how it worked. So I'm going to put this one in good. I think it's definitely a solid set. It definitely has some swooshability to it. Some cool minifigures as well. You get a Bo-Katan, like that's never been previously seen. So that is a cool addition. And I do like the set. It feels like they could have done a better job with the detailing. There's a lot of studs showing, but still cool nonetheless. Next is the Coruscant Guard gunship. This set's well done. It is a little small, I will say. It looks small compared to the other this gunship. So I think it's gonna go in good, but lower good. So probably like here. Probably like there. That's a good place for it. I like this set better though. The Coruscant Guard gunship, there is some cool stuff. Although there has been some problems with the Fox prints. I've seen some like mislabeled, whatever, misprints with the Fox, so don't exactly know how I feel about that, but I do feel like I need to put it in the good tier because it's not fantastic, but it's not bad, so I can put it in good because that's kind of like our average. Remember, these sets, like, they're all Legos. I love all Legos. But there's some on here that I'm like, ugh, that's really not what I want to see from Lego. I expect more out of them, and you know, it is a kid's toy, right? You can only do so much, but I do hold Lego to a standard. I think that their standard is and was higher back in the day, and now it just seems like they're just going out to get as much money as possible, and people are not liking it. Like, some of the builds look clean, it's just the price, it really drives people away, and in some regards the builds aren't as well made, right? Like this turbo tank, which I'll get to soon enough, has got like the wheels and stuff falling off of it, right? The figures are fantastic, great figs, but the overall build quality, the price, it's like Lego's kind of losing their momentum, and I think that if they went back to these sort of builds and charge just maybe slightly less, they'd do way better, and the community would have no complaints. Then again, we have the Ahsoka's 332nd Battle Pack with no Ahsoka. So this is going to be another solid one. It's a good troop. It's a good, army builder. So it goes in here. Not too much to say about the rest of the battle pack. It's got a little cannon thing, I guess, whatever. And then it's got a speeder. But do we really need that extra little cannon thing? Could we just have a couple more like cooler blasters? I don't know. I'm just being picky. Next is I just did this one. Wait. There's 2 different variations of this. I just realized that. They're both going to go in mid. They're both like the same thing. I think they are both the same thing. Yeah, they literally are. Oh, wait, no, this one has... Yeah, actually that one's better. It's got some actual things on the wings that make them probably open a little bit cleaner than this variation. We'll put it there. And it also, I think this one has a blaster on it. Am I mistaken? Looks like it. Okay, next. Oh, I do like this set a lot. However, the helmet holes make it so that it goes in really good. Like, they're doing something funky with these clone troopers, man. Like, they're really making the designs way worse than they used to. So I'm gonna put it there because this is actually a really great army builder set. One of the best that they've made. Little speeder bike, just like they did in 2007 with an Octopar droid, which is really cool. Very rarely see these. I wish they would have done a bigger one when Clone Wars first came out. Like, they could have released a giant one of those with Anakin and a bunch of jet troopers. Oh, would have sold off the shelves, man. All right, next is Ahsoka Starfighter. Now, I'm thinking about something. I'm thinking probably shouldn't rank the sets based on the price, but the price does have an influence on where I would put these sets, because this is a cool ass build, right? If this was like $32 maybe, I probably would have just said, yep, I'm buying it, it's mine now. But instead it's $45, and I'm sure most retailers, like, they're gonna have to put it on sale at some point because it's just not selling. But this is the only downside of this set, because it is really well done. Well, at least it looks great. I don't own this set, but it looks really good. So I'm gonna put it in the good tier, probably here. Yes, probably here, because minifig's great. Clone Wars, right? It's an updated version of Ahsoka. Awesome. The set pricing, gonna have to take it down a tier. So next we have the ARC 170. Not as good as the original predecessor, as it's just predecessor. I don't need to be redundant here. It's going in the D tier. This set is cool, but like the blasters, what the heck is happening? Those are little stub shooters right there. Minifig's great, same as the last variant. The build looks clean. Don't get me wrong. It looks clean, looks fine. It's like $70 though, so it's gonna go in the meh tier. It's just not what it could be, you know. Next, do I need to say any more? I mean, I already bagged on this set earlier. It's terrible. I think even the minifigure selection can't save this set, which I would normally consider, but I think that this set is just so beyond bad that I think Lego just should have completely axed the whole thing. They need to just redo that set. It's just a big pile of crap is what it is. Really bad. All right, next we have the V19, another really smaller version of the scale, and it's also very expensive. I'm curious. V19. Let's look at the current one. Target $51. Okay. Oh, retails for $64, but it looks like we're getting some deals on it. Okay. Not terrible. And then let's look at the V19 torrent price from 2009, I think it was. Look at that. 2009, $55. You know what? For inflation, it's probably about the same in theory, right? So let me look at this current. Oh my God, current value $350. Yikes, that's insane. 471, and this one is 560. Okay, you know what? Not bad. I just prefer, I shut my big mouth because comparing both of those, they're really close in pricing and everything like that. I'm actually proud of Lego for trying what they could with this. And there's two minifigures. Three actually, with the Clone Pilot. I saw this today in Walmart, and it just made me sad looking at it because this was at the regular retail price of $65, I think. And I was thinking, oh boy, like these are never gonna sell if they're at this high. But come to think of it, both V19 Torrents were pretty much priced the exact same. This one has a higher piece count, and this one had a lower piece count, and they're like basically the same. Like if you think about it, like this one's more expensive. Actually, this one gives you a better deal than what this one was. So, the minifigures are better here, but you know what? I'm gonna move this V19 up to here. This is actually pretty good. Now that I think about it, now that I'm doing some reconsiderations on it, it makes more sense. However, this V19 holds a special place in my heart. It is one of the crowning sets. I don't think I could put it up ahead of the Headhunter. I just don't think I can. But the V19 is such a cool ship. I mean, the way that it folds down, like when I first saw it as a kid, I was like, oh my god, this set's freaking amazing. What a fun set. So, that's where it's going to go. I hold this in really high regard. The build looks way cleaner than this one. And then again, I don't own this set, so I don't know how it looks, but it's way stubbier, right? This set, it's like the full scale model. I do remember this one was easy to break though if you weren't careful with it, because you're a kid and you're playing with it and you're slamming it into stuff. Well, not I didn't slam it into stuff. Like I'd fly and then I'd actually accidentally like run into a shelf or something, and the wing would fly off, right? Or pieces of the wing or the guns would fly off, or you'd lose the studs and stuff like that, right? Or the cockpit could slide open pretty easily, right? But this was really, really well designed, so it's going in the really good tier. Moving on. Next we have, this one was cool. I wish I had this one as a kid. I thought there was a clone minifigure, but I actually really like this because there was a commander, a droid right here. He had the little yellow patch in there, if you can see it. I don't want to zoom in again because it'd get really blurry, and I'd just be, I trust that you'll believe me. This one's going to go in the good tier because it's a good separatist builder, and I think the Hailfire droid, because there is another one from 2002. I do remember that's an actual Technic set. This one's like the first mini one that came out, and I think it's cool with a spider droid. Great set, just fantastic. Great droid. Ooh, this one. I remember some people from, I think it was in elementary school, they had this set, and they were like, yeah, dude, these things freaking awesome. You got to get this. And I said, I don't know, man. I'm not like a huge fan of the Separatist droids. I only want the clone stuff. And they were like, nah, it's awesome. And they had the Magna Guard one, and I thought it was I thought it was okay at the time, but looking back on it, that's a cool ship. And it was cool in the Clone Wars movie too. Getting to see that thing chase the Twilight, like that was some peak Starfighter gameplay right there. But it's going in, I think it's going in really good. I think that's fair. I think this is just a really good set. It's cool. It's got 2 Magna Guards, right? It's got really good build. Like it looks like the actual ship. It's minifigure scale. Like it's awesome. This set is one of the best. I have it. This is a personal bias. There's some funky things happening with this set. It's got rubber bands, if you didn't know, that are holding up the legs so that they don't rock or anything like that the wrong direction. But you don't really need the rubber bands because mine has been without them for almost probably 10 or 11 years now. Like I don't know where the rubber bands went, but it does fine without. It looks great as a display set. And of course, fantastic. This is the most peak minifigure selection, I think, on this entire list. Yep, probably the most peak. Second most peak. I'll get to this one in a second. Phase 1 Captain Rex, just Everyone wanted that as a kid. This was the go-to set. It was expensive, I do remember that. The price could bring it down to really good, but I think as someone who has this set, as someone who's always envied the ATTE as a unit in Star Wars, it just goes in the top. And also, speaking of which, these two sets right here are some of my favorites. I never had the gunship. I have a friend who always wanted the gunship. He never got it though, but it's got a, I think, even better minifigure selection than this. I honestly think that these are better than this 501st Battle Pack, and here's why. If you can't quite see it, okay, this advertisement is gigantic. The minifigures here are Ventress, Obi-Wan, Plo Koon, clone. I don't think a clone pilot, I think it's just a regular clone, and Commander Cody. Like, that is, if Lego did that in today's day and age, oh man, they would sell out the wazoo. One of the greatest sets. Gunship's build is just exquisite. I believe there's some weird stuff with this set. There's some faulty things with the, I can't remember if it was with the doors or something else, but it's the set that every kid wanted, so it's going in the GOATS tier, aka S tier. Next is a Separatist droid dropship. This one is good. I think it's good. It's solid. For what it offers, it's got it. You know, this is part of the Kashyyyk wave I think they did a while back. It's got the old clone logo on it, so I'm assuming that's from when it is. I think this is like a 2012, if I recall correctly, but it goes in good. It doesn't need to go necessarily higher than that, so it's good where it is. Next we have the big giant gray blob that is a Twilight. This set, I remember reading about it, had issues too with pieces falling off. I remember this, once again, this is another kid that I know in elementary school. I think he said that this engine always fell off, but he probably was an idiot and didn't build it right. So, not a lot of people had this one though, which is funny to think about, because this was like the crowning. This was the staple of the Clone Wars show, was this goofy ship, you know, that Anakin had that he fixed up. It was like his own little like muscle car or something, you know, something he'd rebuilt right from this pile of junk. It's like a Millennium Falcon. It was the Millennium Falcon of the Clone Wars, right? So I think for this set, what it offers is there, but the build of it is not quite there, so it's probably lower on this. It might even be alright. It hurts to put it there, but I think that's where it goes. Next is the Spider Droid. This was a fantastic set, not only because of Commander Fox, which that was a really sought after minifigure, but the build was really cool. The actual Spider Droid, like, ooh, we've never even seen that before. Like, that is so cool. Plus a couple droids. You know, it's a great play set, and I think this was like $40 when it came out. Let me see. Hello. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I think it was 2009. Let's see the original price. $30. That's pretty phenomenal. I mean, I don't really want to have price be a factor in these, but I kind of, you know, needs to happen. So this is going to go in the really good tier. Probably up here. I think this is a good place. It's a little better than the Canon. You know, it's better than the Droid too. Actually, I like it there. And then I'm gonna move this around a little bit, so we're gonna get real crazy in depth into this soon enough. Then we've got the Corporate Alliance Tank Droid. This was like, I never really liked this set as a kid, but then as an adult, I was thinking, clones with the jetpacks plus the droid. You know, it's got a, you know, an actual it's got an actual tread on it. That's really cool. You know, it works. It's good, I think. it doesn't need to go on all right because the set is exactly what it asks. You know, it's a cheaper tank droid, right? It doesn't need to be like, oh, gigantic, huge, muscular. That being said, there's a reason I put this AAT tank down in this tier, because it does not do the same thing that this one does, in my opinion. Next, we have the AT-OT and dropship. Where's that gonna go? Oh, I don't know. This is probably the coolest set ever created. I'm not gonna say much on it, but I do happen to have this one, and it is still my favorite set. Like, getting to build this one is just, it's on another level. Like, the playability with this is just amazing, and the attention to detail is fantastic. Like, all the little details that went into this, and the color scheme is so well thought out, and the time it took to probably design this whole thing is incredible. Like, that is one of the best sets LEGO has ever created, and I will stand by that 100%. That is my opinion. I think it deserves to be in the top. Next we have, this is a fun one. I do like this one a lot. I think this is a solid good, or maybe it's probably like here. I think it's better than, yeah, probably better than this one. Ahsoka's Jedi Starfighter was really well done. I liked it a lot. So, it's going right there. Next is Count Dooku's Solar Sailor. This was a fun, this is a cool set. I do like this one. I don't believe it had the actual sail in it, which would have been cool, but you know, that gets complicated with kids playing with it, so it's going to go in the good tier. Great minifigs though, fantastic minifigs. You get Count Dooku plus 2 Magna Guards, woof, peak. It goes in good tier. This Mandalorian fighter needs to move down a little bit. there's too many good ones in here. Next is the Pirate Tank Droid. This one was meh. Does have an Obi-Wan, that is cool, even though he never was. Actually, he was. I'm crazy. I don't think they encountered a tank droid though when they were on. I'm gonna blank on the planet's name. Solist, I think it is. Yeah. Next is another Mace Windu set. This is his Jedi Starfighter. My friend had this one. It was pretty cool. I like this because they had the OOM droid. Oh wait. Is it the OOM droid? No, it's a tactical droid, duh. They had a tactical droid in this, and Mace Windu's droid was pretty cool, so I think it's alright. It's alright, but it definitely does not belong in the alright tier compared to all this other stuff, so it's going in the good tier. But I think it goes probably here. Probably there. That's a good place. Next is this cannon. This droid cannon is freaking awesome. I always wanted this set as a kid. I love the design of this. It is really well done. Another Captain Rex Luminara. Great minifigs. Belongs there. No questions asked. Battle Pack. Also really good. This one was a fun battle pack. 2 Bomb Squad troopers, an ARF trooper, and I guess just in like Grease Company or something. Or this could be like a clone captain or whoever. When I was a kid, I pretended that this is Commander Gree because I never had a Commander Gree minifigure. So I just imagine that I put some some extra clone gear on him, and like a pauldron and some shorts. I call them shorts, and I just pretended he was Commander Gree. So he's whoever you want it to be as a kid. Alright, next is a Mandalorian battle pack. I got this as a kid. I remember the day that I got this. I was at a birthday party, and I opened this up, and this is something the kid got me, and I was like, Mandalorians? Legos? Cool. I don't know how I feel about the Mandalorians, though, but now looking at it, this is a fun battle pack. It's just 4 Mandalorians. Like, that's really cool. There's 4 of them. They all have jetpacks, you know? That's a cool set for kids, so I'm putting in the good tier. It is a fun army builder. Next is the Bounty Hunter dropship. I do have this one. This one is in the it's a set that Lego didn't have to make, right? But they did make it, and they made it really, really well. Because when you pull this lever back at the back of the ship, the engines actually fold down because that's the way it flies in the show. And to be honest, that was that was something that was really cool. They did that, and when I was a kid, I played with this set a lot. I think it was really fun to play with. But in terms of it being a set, it's got it where it counts, I would say. 4 cool minifigures. Embo, who's actually going to be in the new Mandalorian movie, which that was cool. People who know ball knowledge and my day ones who got Embo in this ship, shoutouts, will remember this, and that he was a cool ass minifigure with a bowcaster, mind you. So it might go on the bottom of our really good, just because functionality wise, it's just a cool set. It's different. It's unique. I don't super like that from Star Wars. I don't really appreciate the one-offs. Like, for example, this set. Like, I think this is crappy. I don't really like it. Then again, I don't hate this set. You know, it's just it is kind of what Lego deems it to be. Like, if they don't really try with this one, they don't really go into depth to explain it. This was in a couple of episodes of Clone Wars. It's got bounty hunters. You know what actually brings this set up to really good is this one, the Jedi Starfighter, because what they did, genius on Lego to do this, they advertised both of these at the same time. Like, it was always like the Jedi versus the bounty hunters. Like, ooh, look at this cool little set with heroes versus villains. You know, you can fly your Jedi Starfighter, and then they're being hunted down by the rogue bounty hunters. But it's really, it's the Jedi versus the Separatists, right? Not the bounty hunters. Like, it's never been the only thing that was cool about this set is it had the holocron in it too. But that was the whole spiel about what it was concerning, is the Jedi needed the holocron back, and this set gets it done. Also, on to that note, there was no Cad Bane. But, funnily enough, what they did as well is they put Cad Bane in the turbo tank. So, there's another place where Lego was like, we can sell more if we put a bad guy that we've seen and, into a turbo tank set. Fun fact, Cad Bane has never once encountered a turbo tank. Ever. So, it's like, what is Lego doing? They put random minifigures with random sets, right? Whatever. That being said, the turbo tank does go into the GOATS tier. This is one of the most well-made Lego sets out there. It's got some hokey stuff, don't get me wrong, but these flaps open, you can take out an ATRT, a little command post. It's got turrets, it's got plenty of troop storage, it's got a whole front area for pilots and stuff. Just a great set. Probably not going to beat the ATTE just because the minifigure selection is not as good. But man, this is absolutely cool. It's called a Juggernaut, no pun intended, but it is a Juggernaut of a set. Next, this is terrible. This set is just bad. But you know what? I do like the minifigure selection, so it's not going to go into the bottom tier. It's not going to be bottom fragging. A Savage. I think this is one of the only sets Savage is seen in. So, yeah. Ventress 2, pretty cool. Against Anakin, also cool. Did this ever happen in the Clone Wars? Absolutely not. Wait. Hold on. Never mind. I think there is one Clone Wars episode that has all 3 of them in a similar situation, but like there's one of them that drives that speeder, and I'm pretty sure it's Savage, but I don't think they're ever in the same area together. No, I don't think they are. It's just another one of those that's like random minifigures, random set, whatever. Next is the Geonosian Starfighter. This is a solid set. I remember this one being cool when it came out. Great build, great minifigures. I mean, what else can you say? It definitely belongs in, honestly, really good. I just wish if there was 2 Geonosians, then it'd probably get way higher, but there's only one. But then again, 3 minifigures is probably another $30 set. It goes right there. Oof. It's going up there. The Republic Cruiser is an awesome set. I don't have this one, but I got to build it. Luckily for me, I used to go to a camp called Bricks and Minifigs, and what they did was they actually had sets you could build, and then you'd have to take them apart. You know, that was the whole point. You'd build the sets and you'd take them apart, but you got to enjoy the experience. And most of the sets were used, you know, they'd been built before, the stickers were peeling off, whatnot. You know, it was a camp for kids. You know, you paid to build Legos. I mean, like, in a kid's mind, there's nothing that's much better than that. But in this set in particular, I was the first kid to get to build this one because it was brand new, and the person at the camp who was running it had just bought it. And I was like, dude, I really want to build that. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, you got to put the stickers on. I said, I will do my best to put the stickers on. And my, did I do a fantastic job, because there's a lot of stickers on that set. And the minifigure selection is amazing. I think you got a Commander Wolf in there too. Let me see. Oh, I scrolled down a little too much. Oh, yeah. There's a Commander Wolf in there. There's 2 other Jedi, Quinlan Vos and Master... Oh, God, what is his name? It's late at night, so I'm probably not going to remember it. But he was in a Star Wars episode called Grievous Intrigue, and I can't remember his name. This is going to drive me nuts. Let's look it up real quick. Hold on. On my phone. Because I don't want to be embarrassed on my computer. Having to look up his name. Eth Koth, Master Koth, that's right. It was it's one of the weird Jedi that doesn't come to me naturally. Like, I blank on his name, but yeah, he doesn't come up in conversation very often. But it was cool that he was in this set. So this was a probably like 10 out of 10 build for me. Really fun build experience. I do remember putting together the engines and how exciting that was. I remember putting together the front cockpit, and this was an expensive set, but man, it was cool. And I got to build it and take it apart, sadly. Next is another one of the GOATs. This is undisputed the best battle pack. Next to the 501st one. This is the original, though. Oh, man, this is tough. Because which one's better? This battle pack or this one? Honestly, it's just the build is better. These are the Clone Wars clones. It's still an amazing set. I think the build is just better on this one, because it's just a little crappy little ATRT. I do think this was a $10 set though. 10 or like $11 at the time. So, I mean, you get more with this one. This was like $30 something, and this was only 9 or 10. So, still good though. Next is the IG battle pack. This was fun because you get 5 of them. I do remember this set being really cool. I got this for Easter, actually, back in like 2011. It's weird things you remember. But I do remember liking that set a lot. Next is the Hyena Bomber. Now, I have this set as well. And I'm going to put it in the really good tier because maybe I can't, though. Maybe I can't. Awesome set, don't get me wrong, but the pieces fall off a lot. I do remember the head swivel was fragile, the legs were really fragile, and then the body, like, you see how it's landed right here? You have to have that perfectly, or else if you have one of the legs rotated or slightly moved to the side, because you can also rotate them down, but you can maneuver them side to side as well. And when you have one like slightly, the wings slightly too close to each other, it'll fall down, and then a bunch of pieces will snap off. Also, this bomber thing, like you release a pin and all the bombs fall down. It was okay, not the best, not the most well made, but it was all right. But it was still a fun droid set, so it gets a good rating from me. Next is the AAT. This is one of the better sets, I think. It's the best job they could have done designing a droid tank. I still have this set. When I was a kid, I hated it because it was, not the set I wanted. Because my family went to Target one time and they were like, "You got 30 more seconds to decide because It was 2009. I couldn't decide which set I wanted. It was an impossible task. And the timer was up, and then I think my family or my dad or whoever said, you know what, we're getting this one. You can whine about it later. And I think I cried in the shopping cart. It was a very sad day, but I walked home with this one. I ended up building it, and it's now one of my favorite sets. Funny how that works. But we got a Yoda, Super Battle Droids, and a couple of other regular droids, and it was fantastic. Next, I have this set, but it's kind of a mid one for me. It's got some cool stuff. It's got some unique figures. It's got a cool build design. Maybe it goes in the meh, but I do remember being impressed with how the doors on the back of the ship swivel open. I don't think many people talk about that enough. It did have a really cool feature because Lego could have just built a they could have just built like an opening door, opening, closing, or like a hatch or something, right? But no, they built an actual swiveling door hinge that moves two doors open like you would see at an automatic door in like Costco or something, right? And it was really well done. So I mean, that moves it up from D and puts it in meh, but it's probably like right here, probably top of meh, honestly. Ooh, Anakin's Y-wing bomber. I think it's in really good. This is a solid set. It might even be here. This battle pack can go down a little bit. It's cool, but it's not. It's just IG droids. I mean, this didn't really need to be made. In theory, it was a battle pack to go against the clones, but I don't think the people at Lego knew what droids were bad and which ones were bounty hunters. So these are bounty hunter droids, but whatever. It was still a fun playset. Which one was I ranking again? I completely lost it. Oh, Anakin's bomber. Yeah, fun set. I do wish I had this one. I think this was a really solid build from what I remember about it. And yeah, you get some cool minifigures. I think it was Ahsoka, Anakin, and an R2-D2, I think. But it was really fun. Next is another awesome set. Now, I'm going to put this in really good, because as a kid I was like, oh my god, it's the greatest set ever. It's so cool. Like, that's amazing. A Venator class Star Destroyer, that is like the coolest thing. Oh my god, I gotta have it. It's got Chancellor Palpatine. It's got all these turrets on the side. It's really cool. Thinking about it now, this thing is chunky as hell. I get it. They gotta make the minifigs fit. They gotta make it swooshable. Like, you gotta have a handle to pick it up. It's gotta work for kids. This is the best they could do. But at the time, it was really amazing. I probably should put it up here, because it is the set that every kid wanted, and not very many kids got it. And I was one of the few kids that did not get it. So I was always envious, because it looked like a really fun set to build. Cool minifigures. This was like this is like going to be like the headquarters of the Republic, right? In any sort of massive mini-scale or minifigure scale battle you put up, you'd always have like the Venator in the background. Like that's the thing that just drops all the troops, into the gunships and whatnot. But it can't go any higher. It goes in the goats, because it's part of my childhood, part of the really cool sets back in the nice wave. But in all fairness, I can't be ranking it higher than any of these other ones. It's just not fair. This one is a weird one. I built this at another club, not the same Bricks for Kids club, but I think I built this at like a daycare center or something, and they had a whole bunch of pieces missing, but this was a cool set when it came out. I didn't really like it because I wanted the more mainstream sets, because Anakin being in a snow hood, plus whatever these guys are called, I'm blanking. It's not really mainstream like compared to these other sets where it's like Droid Fighter, Clone Battle Pack, right? AAT, Dropship, it doesn't fit the same theme as these battles. But the speeder by itself, really cool build. I just think it's alright. It's nothing crazy about it. There's nothing to go nuts over. I think the build quality definitely puts it higher than it normally would be, so I'm going to leave it there. Next is the Droid Tri-Fighter. I actually have a fond memory of this one because I cut myself trying to open it, open the box, and I was bleeding, and it was actually a funny story. I got to my grandparents' house, and they live pretty far away, so we had to fly there. And I only go there about once a year, but it was funny because they usually got me a Lego set, right? And this was the Lego set they got me one year. And I was so excited to open it and everything, and I got an X-Acto blade, and I sliced open the box, and then I cut my finger. And then the day was ruined. But the cool thing was, there was blood on building a set was cool, but there was blood on the box. So this one goes in the really good tier for me because it was literal blood, sweat, and tears that I put into making this set. So good memories. Next is the Plo Koon Starfighter. This one is, I do like this set. This one's well made compared to the other Starfighters. I think this is in the really good tier, and here's why. It didn't have the problems like this Anakin one did with the wings falling apart and stuff, coming off of it easily. The flag in the back was janky at the time. This one was a lot better, and it's one of the sets that I have that never broke over time. Yeah, the lightsaber handle came off, and the blasters would come off, but this set was really cool, and the pattern was nice, and it was different, and it was Plo Koon's, and I was like, awesome. Like, can't get much better than that, honestly. I do think it probably goes right about there. That's fair to put it. Ooh. Yep, we're doing it. We're doing it. Grievous' Starfighter is freaking awesome. It is so well done. You get Nadar Veb. I don't know why I remember his name. He's pretty much the Admiral Ackbar of the Jedi, which, it was a trap for him, unfortunately, and Grievous proved that. But this is Grievous's lair, this little extra set right here with this droid that fixes him up, and you got a place to store all of his lightsabers. This set was cool because it had cool little missile compartments too. It had a giant bomb underneath of it, and then it was great because it had a landing gear too attached to it, and the cockpit was well done. Like, this set was awesome, and the updated General Grievous is fantastic. The old one was cool. I remember being envious of that one because I never had the old Grievous, but the newer Grievous, holy moly, that had aura to it. That set, awesome. This one is I have this one. It's all right. There's nothing to really brag about this, other than the fact that the speeder build is really, really well done. It is the exact speeder from Coruscant that you would see. You look at it and you're like, oh yeah, that's Coruscant automatically. Like, I can tell what I'm looking at. And honestly, that's enough about this set. It doesn't need to have anything else for it. You did have this captain who worked in the Coruscant patrol. That was pretty cool looking, but other than that, meh. Oh, Wi-Fi is breaking again. Next we have the turret, the Geonosian turret here. This one was cool because it had Commander Gree in it, but other than that, and I guess Barriss, but other than that, it was alright. It was alright. Minifigures bring it up a little bit, but I guess there are two Geonosians. That is pretty cool, but it's probably going to go right here. Turret's alright. Could have been a little better. Next is Master Peel's Starfighter. This one was cool because this one had like two different variations you could build out of it, and it had a cool astromech droid, and you had Mr. Sissy-Tin in it as well. So this goes in the really good next to Plo Koon's. Actually, I do like Plo Koon's a little bit better, but this green color scheme is really cool. So that goes in the really good list. Next is the Playscale Malevolence. I think this is probably another really good one. It had some cool features in it. Great minifigure selection once again, and it was pricey, but I think for the price, you've got a lot of cool stuff to go with it. I do remember people did complain that you couldn't really put minifigures in most of the set, but I mean, same with the Venator. I mean, the Venator is actually bigger though. There were a couple command posts that you could put people in the Venator, but you couldn't really do that with this one, because I did have a friend who had this, and he was like, "Yeah, it's cool. I just wish there was more minifigure stuff." And I said, "I agree with you. Like, General Grievous can barely fit with his arms like that standing up." So, I reasoned with that. Next is another Mandalorian fighter. This is the second one. I actually... I like the Bo-Katan one better. And you know what? The coolest part is I don't have to say why, but I do like the color scheme just slightly better. And I think that's the list completed. There's a couple sets on here that aren't talked about, but for the sake of time, we will call it there. That's all the Clone Wars sets, or most of them. There's still a whole bunch that they didn't cover, I think. But I'm not able to remember some of them right now. If I had to reorganize this, geez. I think everything is in its right place. Yep, pretty good. Pretty solid. Just doing some double checking here. Swap those two. This one is above here. Actually, that goes in all right. I can't really compare those to these other ones. This is better. There. I hate on this set a little too much. I was just glazing over how cool it was that they had the doors, but it is an Imperial, or not Imperial shuttle. It is a Separatist shuttle, so honestly, it probably goes up here. I think it honestly goes up there, because this set, thinking about it in hindsight, it is cool. It does what it needs to, and they did a great job making it. So I'm putting it there. And I think move a couple things around. That's better actually. This isn't as cool as I thought it was. I mean, comparing it to the other stuff, it doesn't deserve to go up there. Yep. I think... yeah. Actually, there we go. Okay. These are all garbage. I think that there should be no other ranking. This is just this really bad tier. So there it is. There's my full ranking. Everything is in where it's, the correct ranking where it's supposed to be. Now it is. And I think that was a successful ranking to everything. Everything went where I wanted it to. I'm happy with all my placements, and overall it works. So that'll probably be it. The AT-OT and Dropship is the best set still. Nothing will change my mind. Best Clone Wars set ever made. Expensive, yes, but worth the ranking, worth the placement, worth everything about it. You get like 8 minifigures and they're all clones, I mean, there's nothing that could have been better about that set. Same with the gunship, it's just, there's no other set that's possibly better than those two. But next time we're going to be ranking some other stuff on here. I think we're going to be ranking, if I remember correctly, we're going to be ranking some other stuff. So I'll see you guys then. But in the meantime, I'll catch you at the next ranking. Bye.